Hey guys, let's go ahead and jump right into lesson 65. Okay, applications using similar triangles. So this is important. This is going to deal a lot with our triangle sum theory as well as our laws of congruence, as well as ratio. Okay, specifically ratio is going to be the main thing that we're going to be working with, at least in the beginning. Your mental math, your problem solving, and then ratio. So what happens is we're told that these are similar. That means that they have the exact same angles. Okay. Now, the cool thing about similar triangles is that the ratio between their sides has to be the same. Okay. Um, 30 and 120, right? They clearly messed this up, by the way, right? There's no way that one's 30 and that one's 120. Anyway, fine, whatever. Um, so, in any case, we have um, a 120 here, 30 here. We're told the angles are exactly the same, perhaps a right angle. What that means is that the difference between 30 and 120 is going to be the same as P and 100. And I don't mean differences in subtraction, I mean the ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up just like they have it here. P over 30, okay, so the two values from one triangle, and then the same two values from the other triangle, okay. Now this is actually really easy. I just cross multiply, okay. So 3,000 equals P in 120, okay. Now that's some pretty intense math. We could do this a variety of ways. They decided instead of doing 30 and 100, they decided to, they kind of played around with it there. Specifically, what they did is they got rid of a zero, right? We can actually reduce this guy here before we deal with this ratio, okay? If we wanted to. Though that's not, I mean, it doesn't help us too much, right? Because we want to figure out what P is. However, what we can do is we can at the very least, get rid of both zeros, right? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this by 120 and divide this by 120. And so when I get rid of that zero, I get rid of that zero. This will all cross out and just leave me with a P. And now I have 300 divided by 12. Math already gives it to me as 25, so I don't have to do it myself, but I could, you know. And so now I know that I have 25 over 30, okay? The height of P is 25, okay? And that's how we're going to do things. So we're going to do that cross multiplication. We're going to be working with the ratios, okay? Let's see what it's got for our next bit here. Oh, yeah, so this is something you'll see pretty often, okay? Within a triangle, especially a right triangle, if these two lines are parallel, as in they will never touch, then that means that they will hit these two angles, these what we call transversals, at the exact same spot, which means this small triangle within it is going to be similar to the main triangle, okay? And so they break it apart and they show us this here, which means that he is able to do the 10 and the 8. And then over here we do the x, which is similar to the 8, up top, and the 45 on the bottom, okay? 10 is similar to 45, 8 is similar to x, okay? Now we just cross multiply, okay? So I have 10x equals 8 times 45. Well, 8 times 5 is 40, okay? So 40 plus 8 times 40, or 8 times 4, is what? 32 with the 0, so 320. Okay, so 360 equals 10x. Well, I do love to divide by 10, and that gives me x equals 36. Okay. Now, that seems like a little different than what they did here, but not too different. So that cross multiplication is going to save you a lot of time. It's going to be nice and easy. You can also follow what they did here. The cool thing about this is that we are able to figure out, and this is how ancient folks did it too. It's how we do a lot of things today. Figure out the length of something really far away, okay, by measuring and only have some of the information. By knowing how far I am from this pole, okay, and measuring the distance between one thing with just, say, a common ruler, I am then able to do my math to figure out how long this over here is, okay? Ancient folks did this sort of stuff all the time, and it's really cool how they managed it. So really important stuff. Hopefully this written practice here, 5, should be pretty easy for you. Okay, we've been talking about this in class. I'm going to have you guys do 1 through 29 odd again. Okay. And I think you'll do just fine there. Okay, so 1 through 29 odd. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, and have a good one, my dudes.